Hello, ma'am. We are the safety team checking this fence for termites.
Oh, I can't see well. Is my property in trouble?
Not at all, ma'am. Let us clear this path to check it safely.
Why are those big lawnmowers running? I can't pay you.
You don't owe us anything, ma'am. We secretly cleared your whole yard for free.
Oh, Lord, my blind eyes can finally see the sunlight.
This yard had become a massive problem over the years, growing into an absolute jungle right next to a quiet residential street where the neighbors kept everything tidy. If you walked down the sidewalk, you could barely see the small house because a thick wall of messy weeds, tall wild grass, and huge green bushes completely blocked it from view. The property looked entirely abandoned, with the windows and doors completely boarded up with heavy wooden planks. Because the structure had caught fire a few years back, since that devastating house fire, nature had just taken over everything until the front lawn, the sidewalk. And the side paths were completely buried under 3 years of unkempt growth following a major hurricane. For a 75-year-old woman named Edna, living all by herself on a tiny fixed budget. Dealing with an overgrown jungle like this was an impossible task that caused a lot of constant stress and worry every single day. She was severely visually impaired from advanced glaucoma, leaving her completely blind in her right eye with only limited, blurry tunnel vision remaining in her left eye. So she could not even see the true extent of the chaos surrounding her home. Her husband, who was a proud military veteran, just passed away 2 months ago, leaving her entirely alone in the world. She had been waiting on help from the veteran organizations and emergency management for a long time, but nobody ever showed up to clean the land. And she was terrified that the city would eventually come and tear her house down completely. Despite the immense challenges she faced, she showed an incredible amount of independent pride, stepping outside with a green plastic shopping cart to keep her balance while trying to navigate the treacherous paths. She never asked anyone for help because professional lawn services were just too expensive for her tiny budget, preferring to suffer in silence rather than becoming a burden to the neighborhood. When my dad and wife first pulled up to the curb with our heavy commercial equipment, we knew her proud spirit would immediately reject our charity if we offered a massive cleanup for free. To protect her dignity and keep her safe, we came up with a brilliant plan and decided to tell a beautiful white lie. Posing as a local neighborhood safety team, we approached her house and claimed we needed to clear a small path just to inspect the chain link fence for dangerous termites and structural damage. Her voice was very quiet and filled with extreme anxiety as she looked up with her blurry, vulnerable eyes asking if her property was in serious trouble with the city. When I looked into her worried face and told her everything was going to be completely fine, she stood tightly holding her green shopping cart, totally unaware that an entire commercial roofing and yard crew was standing by. While she believed we were just doing a routine pest inspection, we unhitched our heaviest machinery and started a relentless 8-hour battle against the thick vegetation right outside her fence line. I fired up our commercial line trimmers, the aggressive roar of the engines instantly shattering the quiet afternoon silence. As we pushed into the thickest part of the brush along the road, wearing my bright green long-sleeve safety shirt, black pants, and my white cowboy hat, I held the trimmer firmly, swinging the heavy head back and forth to slice through years of matted roots and woody weed stalks. Thick clouds of dust, pulverized grass, and dried dirt flew high into the warm air, completely coating our clothes. But we kept our heads down and kept moving forward as the afternoon went on. We moved our heavy zero-turn mowers into the deeper sections of the yard, forcefully chewing through the tall grass that stood waist-high against the old wooden panels. We had to be incredibly careful while driving the heavy machinery through these areas, continuously scanning the ground to make sure we did not hit any hidden concrete blocks or dangerous storm debris buried in the dirt. Deep in the overgrown ditch, wild grass and dense green brush had completely swallowed the sidewalk, making it absolutely impossible for anyone to walk safely past the property line. We systematically hacked our way through the dense thickets, working with extreme precision to reveal the long, lost edges of the concrete path and loading piles of trash into the back of our truck. As we were finishing up the final sections near the fence, Ms. Edna slowly walked out, hearing the loud noise of the mowers. Her face filled with sudden panic as she realized the scale of what we were doing. She nervously asked why those big mowers were running, trembling as she said she could never afford to pay for such a massive makeover. I walked up to her, placed a hand reassuringly on her frail shoulder, and told her that she did not owe us a single penny because we secretly cleared her entire front yard completely for free. Tears instantly welled up in her eyes as her anxious